with a tilted brim. We can do it.
Slim
Cold
and grim.
opening today. Coast Guard shenanigans involving the brother of Ralph Tonks. Would you like to be Ralph Tonks? Would you like to be Maude and Janice?
Yes.
And action.
Oh.
You girls seem to have been in a lot of trouble. Well, you girl, it's just you in this boat. What have you been up to out here? I usually just rap for fishes, not for lasses.
I am choking on water. I have been usurped.
Oh, bloody hell, well, I can't get into that now.
You look familiar.
I am Alf Tonks of Springfield Township. Aren't you Marilyn's girl?
Alf, I remember you. Thank you for saving me. I'm looking into your eyes.
Oh, I'm also looking into yours.
Let's fall deeply in love.
Done and done.
Let's go home and dry my hair.
Several hours later.
Oh, isn't it beautiful to be skipping through Springfield Township with young love in her?
Yes, only hours ago I thought I was to be dead inside a wickaloo, I think.
Russell. Oh, you. What's she doing with my brother? That should be mine. That Maude, she should be mine. Rats, go and bite their pillows and duvets and let all the fluff out everywhere.
Ooh.
The next morning.
Oh,
My
you
back,
feel that?
my back is buggered.
That's fine. Where is all the fluff gone?
Oh, it looks like someone has been in here and let all the fluff out of our duvets and blankets and pillows, and we've slept essentially on the bare floor. And these bite marks, they look like rat bites. And if it's something I know, it's ratting.
My spine is on fire.
The window.
This is not.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, hee-hee-hee, boo-hoo-hoo.
Ralph
Janice?
is your brother. Oh, what are you doing, Ralph Tonks?
I'm spying on these two rotters what I've sent rats for eat all of the fluff out of the duvets, because that Maude, she should be mine, not my horrible brothers.
Is that Maude Is that Maude Goodman? She's back. I thought she fell off a boat. Oh, this isn't good for me. I've got to get out of town.
Maude, it's a good cast. Season 99. 5 a.m. early bird riser, get that house clean. Cousin to the Tinker Turnbulls. I'm the happiest and saddest man. She's got questionable close changing powers. She's an internal tempest of madness. I'm really putting in the effort for this post-death mod song on Flustered Duck Face. It's the Maude Flanders Internet Podcast, episode 80 or 79. Who would have believed it? Who would have even believed it? But enough of that nonsense. We now need to get through these monsters and zombies and killers and into the lab of that Scaramouche, because I think that the trouble from all of these bad lads and monsters and mucked about animals, I have a seventh sense, Nathan, that it's all coming from inside there.
I agree, and also that cheating hobgoblin and his cheating dog wife told us that was the way to go, didn't they? Where were all of our friends?
So I think they've all been kidnapped.
Oh, that's not good, all of them.
It looks like it. It looks like it's just the two of us down to save the world again, second or third time. It appears as if there's some kind of god king throne with a man sitting on within a large, enormous mustache. That's right. I am the god king of this island, and I have invented all of these things, and there's naught what you can do about it. All hail corporate imperialism.
Scaramouche.
Oh no, it's one of the Scaramouche brothers. I thought they'd all died.
Can I ask you a simple question about dancing?
No. All right, enough of him. Let's go over here and do the show. Hello, Goodman Morning and Flandclum. All hail, we've done that bit already. I'll answer your question, boys, about dancing. I really regret all these experiments. It was Jeffrey Apple, before he went to space. He gave me all this money.
We know that guy. I'd say he's a recurring nuisance, but he's been not that recurring recently. I personally haven't seen him for half a year.
He wasn't really that much of a nuisance, to be honest. He was slightly annoying, I guess. But anyway, Scaramouche, or whatever your name is, what do you want to happen? Well, I can only be replaced on this throne by somebody who will maintain the balance of the island. I really mucked it up, and I got all out of hand with all them zombies and witches and stuff. What can I do, lads? Boo-hoo.
Well, if you help us find all of our incaptured friends, I think there's someone there who might be able to fulfill the role, and I think that person might be not an extreme man, but instead a normal barman. Let us find normal barman.
He's over there.
Oh, the cage is just there. There's all of our friends. There's that dog that we have.
That's convenient. What's his name, Scrappy?
No, I think that's Scooby-Doo's nephew.
Anyway,
Blitz and all.
which one of those ruffians from our gang is most likely to remain to bring balance back to the island?
I am normal barman. I'm the normal one.
Oh, bloody hell.
Alan.
Here's the go. Grab my hand and we'll switch powers like in Freaky Friday.
Yes.
Drink this.
How long am I going to have to do this job?
For as long as you can. Now you are like me. Florid Gindi.
Oh, I can't begin to explain the joy.
Do the fandango. I feel abrim with power. I've never been this excited. What do I do?
I hope you don't abuse that power.
We'll see.
But in the meantime, sponsors. Meat. Cows, man. Gravy. Try saying without saying sauce carcasses. Carnivores say nom nom nom. Divine value deal.
Sponsor, Ross Kemp on
Gangs.
The official program where Ross Kemp speaks to gangs.
Stands on gangs.
Yes.
Sponsor
Ross
the man
Kemp on the move.
Is that Ross Kemp on the move or on the moon?
Both.
Ross Kemp on the move on the moon.
On gangs.
Sponsor the man who coughed in the audience at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Tarrant Death Squad got me, said 6'8", English fraudster, novelist, British Army major and computer repairman. Infamy, you won't get away with this, swindler. Oh, I will, Harry Tarrant. Never seen again.
Yes. Are you reading last week's sponsors?
Did we do those ones last time?
I don't think so. They don't sound familiar.
Oh, they're new, this one's?
Oh, no, yes, they are, because I remember putting a picture of meat in the
No one
coughing.
will notice. Move on.
Yes. Sponsors, the pilot, Frank Lapidus, who managed to fly a plane and a helicopter off the island in the space of like 2 seasons, whilst everybody else was just stuck forever.
Did we ever find out why?
He's just a good pilot.
Sure.
He was able to do so. Sponsor race.
It's the Modcast official sponsor race. Episode only bloody 3. Episode 3.
Remaining contestants, 12.
Last week, Yanis Xenakis won the flan ball contest and chose I Am Your Grandma to get the chop.
Now Vivacious, the loser of the flan ball contest, must reveal which contestant she had chosen to get the chop had she won, and Vivacious had picked Cerebus, the aardvark, to get the chop. Will Cerebus hold a grudge?
Welcome, Sponsor Supremes. For mini challenge number 3, you must shoot arrows into the hordes of the undead 80s supervillain monsters that surround the studios. Whoever takes down the most zombies wins.
The winner of today's mini challenge is Cindy Chandler. Good aim, Sins.
That wasn't a very strong reaction.
Challenge number 3. The sponsors must work as a group and put on a one-man, two-man Truman show through the medium of interpretive dance. Good luck and just wash your hands and get out.
Cindy Chandler, Jacques Derrida, and Yanis Xenakis had a great performance.
Jenny the Vixen Ryan, Scott Walker, Francis Potter, Log Lady of S.H.I.E.L.D., 124 Girl, Vivacious and Onion had a good performance.
Cerebus the Aardvark and Fu Chengyu had a bad performance.
And now the sponsors will bring it to the runway. This week's theme is Hobgoblin Eleganza.
Jacques Derrida, Lannis Xenakis, the Log Lady of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Cerebus all slayed the runway.
Cindy Chandler, Jenny the Vixen Ryan, Scott Walker and Francis Potter had a great runway presentation.
124 Girl, Vivacious and Fu Chengyu had a good runway.
Onion had a bad runway presentation.
Welcome to the main stage of Maude official sponsor race. I am Natalie Bloom Manticore. Please welcome our regular judges Brendan and Nathan O'Leary and Beef Wellington. And let's give a swarm's welcome to our special guest judge, Demi Lovato. Sups, Demims?
Now it's time for the judges' deliberations. Queens, you may relax backstage and read the other one, the non-duck one.
Silence, Demi Lovato. Bring back our sponsors.
Welcome back, sponsors. We've made some decisions.
When you hear your name, please step forward. Cindy Chandler, Fu Chengyu, Jacques Derrida, Cerberus, Yanis Xenakis, Onion, you represent the tops and bottoms of the week. The rest of you are safe. You may step to the back of the stage.
Jacques Derrida, Cindy Chandler, you are the two holiest rollers of the week. Congratulations.
Et que veut dire le mot être?
Just don't tell anyone.
Xenakis, good job. This week you are safe. You may step back to the back of the stage.
Which means Fu Chengyu, Cerberus, Onion, I'm sorry my dears, but you are the wettest blankets of the week.
Jacques, Cindy, the two of you will know flanball for the win and the chance to give one of the bottom queens the chop. Prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a flanball performance of Go Tell It on the Mountain by Jesus Christ. Good luck, and just wash your hands and get out.
Cindy, Derrida, we've made our decision.
Cindy Chandler, you're a winner, baby. Congratulations, you've won a custom gown created by up-and-coming design icon Ham Jr. We hope you like the smell of feces.
They're not, it's not that simple.
Derrida, you are safe to slay another day. You may step to the back of the stage.
Now, will the bottom three sponsors please step forward?
Cindy Chandler from Lost. With great power comes great flansibility. Which of the bottom three sponsors have you chosen to get the chop? Will it be Fu, Cerebus, or Onion?
Cerberus, Cindy Chandler has chosen you to get the chop. Now your fate rests in the hands of Maude Flanders. If you have the golden flute, you will remain in the competition.
It's chocolate.
As it is written, so it shall be done. Cerebus, the Aardvark, you are, and will always be, a superstar sponsor. Now sashay away, away!
Congratulations, sponsors. And remember, if you can't think of the children, how the hell are you going to think of anybody else?
May I request an amen?
Now let the music play.
Remaining sponsors, 11.
Cindy has chosen to send home Cerebus the Aardvark.
Yes, that's good.
Bye.
Goodbye, Cerebus, and your misogynistic character creator.
Exactly.
It all comes right in the end, doesn't it? So well, that's all good. See, that's heating up, which is a lot of fun. Welcome to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum theme park database, etc. Now a shell littered with the debris of zombie corpses. Give me a number between 1 and 300.
12 plus 200. No, I've done that one before. Just 12.
12. Just a simple 12. Is Maude persistent or a quick quitter? Maude preached about the statue, but it didn't work, so she just gave up. Now, before you tell me what you think, let's have a listen to what the AI thinks, because I heard that this island, if you shout into the sky, the island's internal chatbot will answer the question for you. So why don't we shout that into the sky and we'll see what he or she or it says. Is Maude persistent or a quick quitter? Maude preached about the statue, but it didn't work, so she just gave up. Tell us.
Put it in this little tube as well, and I'll put it down this smoke monster hole.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Island stuff.
Lost references.
Just decided.
Does anything come back from the tube yet?
Yeah, here.
Maude Flanders was a character in the popular animated TV show The Simpsons.
Which we did know.
In the show, she was portrayed as a religious, moral and kind-hearted person who was often at odds with her husband Ned's more easygoing nature. It is not accurate to say Maude was a quick quitter. In the episode you are referring to, Maude becomes an advocate for a statue of a town founder that is to be removed from the town square. She organizes a protest and speaks out against the decisions to remove the statue, but ultimately the statue is removed despite her efforts.
Fictional episode.
It is not uncommon for characters in fiction to face challenges and setbacks.
Unlike reality.
And Maude's determination to stand up for what she believes in the face of opposition, could be seen as a sign of persistence rather than a willingness to give up easily.
I would say that anyone who stands up for things, it would be best to interpret that as persistence rather than a willingness to give up.
Yes, I agree. Also.
And you want to argue with Chatbot though?
No, I agree with everything it said, even the stuff about the episode that doesn't exist, where she becomes an advocate for a town founder statue that is being removed.
There is an episode with a town founder statue though, isn't it?
Yes.
Jebediah Springfield.
Pre-Maude's existence.
Oh.
She was just lead in a pencil.
Aren't we all?
Personally, I agree. I don't think she is a quick quitter, except for those times that she just leaves halfway through something. But that's not quitting, because she isn't usually involved. It's just not caring. You can't quit something you're not a part of. You can just leave. I'm just going to post up a little note telling the chatbot underground to not make shit up.
Well, we'll see.
Chatbot apologised, so we've just sent her another message saying it's okay.
It's okay, chatbot. We still love you. Okay, flashback. I believe you are Soichi Inu 11.
Okay, excellent. Woof, this is a big city that I live in, Osaka. I think I'm stealing insects for food from that really busy street with the crossing. I've just eaten an insect and it's made me feel weird. I'm just talking to myself because that's what dogs do. The insect I've just eaten, I just coughed up an Adventure Time backpack, and it is what I would refer to as kawaii des. So I am going to put it on and walk around Yodobashi camera to look for clothes.
Excuse me, dog madam. Did you just steal and eat the insect attached to that Adventure Time backpack?
No.
Yes, you did. I'm afraid I'm going to have to take you to Yodobashi jail.
No. I didn't do it.
Yes, you did. I'm afraid I'm going to have to subdue you with this taser and take you to Yodobashi jail.
It was you.
There's no need to make a scene, dog child.
I'll cough the insect back up.
I'll pay for it.
What? Who is that?
I'll pay for it, dog child. I don't mind. Me and my lovely girlfriend, Judy Finnegan, are here on our jollies.
Who are you?
Well, we're just some visitors, wink, wink, and we have a lot of dogs, so why don't you join us, dog child? Woof, why don't you join us, dog? Why don't you join us, Soichi?
I could consider it. Do I get more insects to eat?
Yes, we'll give you all kinds of hot sauce and insects. Woof, woof, woof. Hail like her.
Hail like her.
Hail like her.
Hail like her.
And they're cold openings. And why don't we, now that all that madness is unfolded and it seems like Normal Man has taken the throne of the island, and hopefully that will somehow mediate the monsters, why don't we get to some content?
Let's do it. Let's return for our 4th episode, I think, to Praiseland.
More time in Praiseland. How many more episodes have we got in Praiseland, do you think?
This is it.
Really?
Wrapping it all up in a neat little package today.
Good one. Still in Praiseland. The gang is all here, Skinner, etc. They're watching a mask of Maude float around the statue for poor, cold, dead Maude. The mask falls gently to the ground. Skinner says, well, Barnett and Booze, man, watch on. Barney and Booze Hound. What's he called, the guy at the bar?
Larry.
All right.
Skinner kneels down to pick up the mask, but looks like a phenomenon is actually a phenomenon. It's funny, but that pun does not work. He laughs, because when you look at it rationally, he falls to the ground. Akoa mata kahu, abu. The adult princes look on and gasp.
Gasp in shock. Yeah. We're still at Praiseland, but I was just thinking this as we begun. This is our most Maudecast look at Praiseland, if that makes any sense. There's a lot of characters that we've established that we see in the next couple of clips that sort of back up what we've been saying for the last 12 years. Boomandula, Skinner, phenomenon, phenomenot, amusement, bemusement. That's the second. There's probably, I can't even remember the first 12 minutes of this episode anymore, but there's probably a few more of them thrown in.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Very specifically punny this episode, but not sort
funny.
of good ones.
Not funny.
Not funny. Again, I like the Maude mask. I like that this is the most attention that she has ever been given by the town. In this scenario, they're all acting like us, essentially. Like, they're all fully aware of who this woman is all of a sudden, and they're all paying it. Well, I don't think they'd really care if she wasn't doing a miracle, but they're sort of all paying her the attention she deserved when she was alive.
Yes.
And there's something quite haunting about that Maude mask on the floor looking up at them all.
Killing, isn't it?
It is. It's sort of sad in a way.
Because she's
It's
dead.
it's as if she's in hell and she's looking up at them all, which we obviously know is not the truth. But how about Skinner speaking in tongues? Is that okay?
Well, what about that? Let's imagine I'm watching this for the first time and I'm one of those YouTubers doing a reaction video. What? Skinner? Oh, I can't believe it.
That's exactly what I thought when I first said it. I remember this episode very well from childhood. I'd say this is possibly what kickstarted the Maude stuff. Maybe this sort of focus on her. I definitely liked her pre-death, but this sort of focus on this episode sort of sold it to me. This came at a time as well where characters who were sort of gone from shows returned like a year later. I don't know how to explain this other than this happened at the same time as the popular TV show Pokemon, which I also enjoyed as a child. And they had a Ditto, who is the best one, return around the same time as Praiseland. And I just remember, I sort of associate those two things together in this thing of, oh, these characters that were great and left have now returned for a one-time special, but then Maude came back 15 to 20 more times.
It was Ditto killed off unceremoniously as well.
Yeah, he was just shot on a street corner.
Drive-by.
Like Big Fat Paulie.
Clip 2. Or still clip 1. Are you going to tell us more about Skinner doing the tongues, or are you going to wait for it to unfold in the rest of the episode? Which he doesn't, by the way.
He doesn't know. I don't really know what's going on or what. I know what's going on, but I don't know why it gives them this reaction specifically. It's very convenient, which is
convenient.
Exactly. Phenomenal. No, I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Clip 2.
I don't know why. I say leave it for now. I don't know why Skinner got this moment. Maybe it's because it's believable that he wouldn't be pranking.
No, he's not pranking. Yeah. Clip 2, there is much Hibbert hugging and smiling. Tim Lovejoy walks through the crowd and raises his arms. Truly, this was the will of Maude. Lenny shouts, "Hey, I want the Maude statue to give me a vision." They all cheer, Wiggum et al., and run for the Maude. "I want to hallucinate too," all the men shout.
Yes. Now, this is a more wholesome, even though they're using her. If you told me there was a scene where a gang of men ran at Maude Flanders, I would not picture it being this wholesome. I would picture her being firstly alive and secondly scared.
And she's neither.
She is neither, no. She can't be scared.
Can the dead be scared in the Simpsons universe?
Exactly, we'll find out. She can definitely feel emotions, but can she feel bad ones?
Only
and
good
if so,
emotions.
what even is the point of heaven?
Well, that's a very deep question indeed, isn't it? But let's stick to clip 2.
Yes, let's keep it less broad. This is the funeral content that we needed and we didn't get. This is what I like. I see Apu, I see Helen, I see the Hibberts, I see Ruth Powers, I see Agnes. We've seen Luann. All the investorettes have showed up Praiseland, which feels like accidental continuity here. Same with Ruth Powers. Like, they clearly just wanted to fill out a crowd, but in doing so, they have included characters that we needed for our own context to see at Praiseland. We haven't seen Helen do anything since Maude died. Helen has done nothing in the TV show since Maude died, which I get they didn't really need to have a full episode focusing on how Helen Lovejoy was sad that her friend had died, but she's just sank into grief and vanished. And so it's nice to see her out and about at Praiseland.
Any
And
suggestions that she's actually sank into grief, or is that just your conjecture?
That's just my conjecture, but I can guarantee we've not seen a lot of Helen Lovejoy since Maude's death, and we've definitely not heard her speak.
No. Sink into grief with Helen Lovejoy.
A spin-off of the Judgmental Hour.
Exactly.
Coming to you, season 9, called Open.
Out.
Written by AI. The AI Helen Lovejoy Sadness Hour, featuring J. Vernon Pentecost. Sink into grief with me. Wonderful. There's not really much else to say about that clip. I like that Lenny name drops, so he doesn't just say, I want the statue. He says, I want the Maude statue.
Yes.
And I like that this is sort of, even though it's a fake miracle, this is all she could have ever really asked for in terms of the town's approach to religious happenings. Like, this was sort of the excitement Ned thought the entire park would bring, but it took an actual in-world miracle to gauge these fickle people's minds.
Wouldn't this make her a saint now? Is that not how that works? If you get a miracle attributed to you after you die as a holy person, you get made a saint.
I believe so. I believe that is.
What would that make her?
That would make her some kind of Saint Maude, which may or may not be a film I didn't complete watching.
I also didn't complete it.
I assumed, and I don't know why, but I just assumed I would enjoy it because the name Maude was said a lot. And it turns out I need a bit more. I need a bit more.
Not much more.
I like the various angles, and I will obviously make them all available, but the various statue angles in this are cool. You get a face forward, you get a 3/4, you get a big hair one.
Do you get the unusual back of the face shot?
No, I think we've surpassed that now because the mask has floated down. Big Shepherd is still present as well.
Big Shepherd is still present.
Yes, I
hope we don't get back to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum and Database and find a big shepherd in the parking lot. That would be bad, wouldn't it?
That'd be a horrible full circle moment.
Clip 3. Cut to the gates with a banner saying Praiseland featuring Miracle Maude. Literally tens of people are streaming in. There is a tub full of cash saying for the orphans. I ask Babs ? Disco Stewart approaches. Comic book guy and Edna are behind. He is humming. He approaches Maude and keels over. Maude, it's Disco Stew. No, he kneels down. He says, Maude, it's Disco Stew. Lay some heaven on me, foxy dead chick. He keels over. He says, ooh, as he hits the ground face first.
Beautiful face first, Simpsons. This is a big, well, not really big, but
medium-sized.
Yes, just within the realms of the Maude-cast universe. This is the longest time span between our cousins looking at something and us reaching it, because they looked at this in the very first cast with Disco Stew, and at that time our cousins thought it would be a couple of months until we got up to this, and it was probably about 2.5 years ago now. And now it's our turn to analyse it, not from Disco Stew's point of view, but in fact from the dead Maude's point of view. That banner's pretty cheap for the rest of what they've put into all this. Like, if they're trying to push this as the main feature, they've not really done anything other than put up a banner and three barriers. It's not even a complete line, and I like that no one in the queue is recognisable except for Disco Stew, and then Comic Book Guy and Edna are just stood behind him seconds later. However, we'll let that slide. Were you going to say something?
Although it does, the idea is it's attracted lots of people. When you see them going in, there's not that many people going into the park. It's not like there's lines all the way around the streets.
Yeah, and considering it's right at the front of the park as well, that line must be about 15 people. One of them is holding a baby as well, which seems like a really bad idea.
Well, not if you think there's going to be a miracle, but if you think that they're going to ingest noxious gases, then yes. But they didn't know that at that point, did they? Spoiler.
No, it's sort of weird to define it as a miracle, to be honest, because can a miracle happen over and over and over again to like an unspecific person? Like, clearly at this point, it's not a miracle so much as a spectacle. A miracle implies uniqueness.
I don't know if it does. I'm going to give it. I'm going to allow it for now. Clip 4, Comic Book Guy approaches and we see his wacky face with his big pemming and scamming eyes, and sideways Maude statue Ducky in life and Ducky in death. Comic book guy kneels. He pulls a mad face and keels over and spasms on the floor.
Spasm.
Does-
It's a funny word. Some more personal history from me. Also, just really briefly from the last clip when Disco Stew puts the money in and walks forward behind Edna, there's a kid that looks really sad and bored.
True that.
Sad and bored, beard man. My favourite trio of characters outside of Maude as a child in this Ditto Return era were Disco Stew, comic book guy, and Professor Frink.
Oh.
So I just remember spending a lot of time in and around this episode in terms of having it, taping it off the TV and then replaying it and drawing a lot of stuff. I remember designing my own theme parks with paper as a kid. I'm now assuming it's because of this. Like I remember doing that a lot, like drawing a theme park and then labeling like what stuff was. And I think it's probably come from this. But this episode felt like some kind of love letter to a 12-year-old Nathan, given that Frink has something to do earlier on, but now we have Disco Stew and comic book guy interacting with Maude Flanders, which is this must be, if you had to define a scene for me, I think this would be it.
This is your DCT.
Yes, this is the, even though I may not regard it as my favourite scene, it will forever be the Nathan-centric scene.
You're calling it?
I don't know if you tell, but I made no notes this week.
I like its loose, abstract, freeform style, and I'm sure our viewers will too. We love you, viewers. Clip 5. Edna keels over onto a trolley that Lisa is pushing. She is making weird noises as Lisa drags her away. We cut to the statue where Ned is nervously proclaiming. He starts to scratch his head. Oh, folks, I've just discovered something about this statue that may disappoint you. See, he raises finger. Cliff's hanger, they say.
Yeah, it just went on for a little while. I left the Edna bit in just because of the noises she makes more than anything. It is another tick in the box of, what are you talking about, you hussy? At least just admit that you knew Ned had a wife if you're trying to, hop on.
Hop on top.
Exactly. But she doesn't. She's here. She's clearly present. She's clearly interacting.
Woof, woof.
We don't get to see we don't get to see Skinner's heaven or Edna's heaven, which is sad. Skinner describes his, and it's just a big school character development. I can't imagine what Edna's would be. I imagine it would just be sort of like elegant and like fancy because she aspires to those things. Ned's about to be very Ned and basically do what Maude, if she was there, would tell him to do, which is tell everybody the truth and shut this down before someone gets killed.
Yeah.
But, have you seen this fake bat? I've not noticed this. Eat ham buddy bat. Why Ned's talking can go in the Sam and Pink Beard family.
Exactly. Eat all of our ham.
Yes, that looks like Ham Jr.
Yeah, he does look like Ham Jr.
And that other kid looks like old Nathan.
Clip 6. What I found funny about clip 5 was how she passed out onto the trolley and Lisa pulled her away. Was there anything more to that, or was that just something that happened?
No, I think we're just establishing that that's Lisa's role here, is that they've clearly got a system going where people black out, and then in order to get them out of the way quick to get to the next person, they have them black. They just have a trolley nearby, and imagine sort of like they just catch them with the trolley and then wheel them away for quickness. It's weird that they had Lisa do this though, not Bart, considering it was Edna. They could have had Bart sort of like laugh as he did it, seeing his teacher in a manner, but no, the role was left for Lisa because she's done nothing.
Clip 6. Children, Jimbo and crew, Lisa and database exclamation mark, have bread. Orphans are lighting candles of the leaking gas line. The orphan lights the candle. Are these the two she bought slushies for? I asked. Cut to idiot Homer and Ned. They are looking at each other. Lighting candles, they say. They leap over the barrier like Nick Nolte and James Brown and sprint for the orphans, just as they lay 2 red candles on Maude's statue. N and HJ are sprinting. They shout, no, and leap at the tiny orphans, knocking them senselessly to the ground. I can't feel my legs, says the orphan boy. I taste blood, says the girl orphan, whereas HJ and Ned breathe a sigh of relief. The crowd gasps. Agnes, Eggim, Mel, Mo, etc. all gasp. As HJ and Ned are astride the orphans. Kids attacking orphans? I don't think Maude Flanders would approve of that, would she? Absolutely not, says someone. No way, Lucky.
Exactly. I'll come back to that last bit in a second, but this is funny. I'll give them that. It's stupid, but just the context of seeing this group of people supporting Ned as he opens a theme park for his Catholic wife to turn around and see just in public tackle an orphan for no good reason that they can see is funny, and I can't feel my legs. It's good. Yes, these are the two slushy orphans. I'd forgotten about that. So that's probably why they're here.
Can you remember what their names were?
I think they're called Patches and Poor Violet.
Those are good names.
They are good names. I'm sure they'll get their own cast one day. Yeah, it's weird that they were the first two people in this entire lineup of all these people who have chosen to give something back. I suppose they've all given cash, but that clearly says for the orphans, which will make Barb happy. But that's only because Ned wasn't going to do it because it felt wrong to profit from it. So Homer convinced him to do it and then give the money to something good, presumably so he could take the money, but they never get that far. It's good timing, good that they've just found this leaking gas line thing out and now someone's lit a fire. And sometimes there's Simpsons lines that stick in my head that aren't funny. Like, they're not supposed to be funny either. There's just Ned saying leak. I don't think it's even in this clip, but he says leak in the line when he finds out that there's a leak in the line, and I just hear it in my head a lot for some reason. It seems like those kids are selling matches as well. Like, she's got a little box around her neck,
yes,
and it says
matches. That's what Victorian orphans were known for doing, though, right?
That and dying.
Follower, yeah.
Yes. The last bit, Kirk Van Houten, adults attacking orphans. I don't think Maude Flanders would approve of that. It's very, very bold of Kirk Van Houten to say that. He doesn't know very much about this woman. He did go to a funeral, though.
He did, and to be honest, it's not a wild claim, really, is it, that this upstanding moral citizen would not approve of people beating up orphans?
Yeah, no, it's not much of a...
Not going out on a limb, is he, Kirk?
He certainly isn't. And then we get Edna chipping in, like she has a clue what's going on. This is the real timeline Edna, I would say. This is the Edna that knew and respected Maude and is actually sticking up for her. And then Louis, mafia boyfriend.
Yes.
/ ex-boyfriend. But I don't know if I put that in there because I knew he was eventually going to say this. I feel like that's what happened in the Maude cast.
Well, we'll see. That cold open today looks like it's going in the direction of a Better Call Maude style prequel.
It does, doesn't it? Tonks. Better Tonks rats. Louis, Edna, Mel, Kurt are the four that get the final say, apparently.
Right.
And they all are loosely connected in a Maude-cast sense, so that's nice for us. Within the show, I assume they put the mafia guy in because it was funny that he would have a knowledge of what Maude was like and also defend the non-attacking of orphans. But it is strange that
it
they
is
thought,
indeed.
who can this trio of dialogue go to? Let's give it to Kirk, Edna, and Louis.
It's beautiful, though. You won't hear me planing. I can feel my legs.
I taste bored. Last trivia. There's like we'll come back to it at some point, but we're done with Praiseland now. There's like a storyboard deleted, like alternate ending to this on the DVD, where instead of any of the orphan stuff, they have to close down because someone dies from the gas poisoning.
Right.
But it turns out that the person who's died is a serial killer. And then I think someone throws a cigar, which has happened before in the Sideshow Bob episode, but I feel like Wiggum throws a cigar and Praiseland is completely exploded in that version. Whereas here, we don't know what happens to this statue, whether at the very least you'd think they'd take this statue home with them, but it's just left in this anonymous park
You almost feel like that they would... that even the grounds of the church would let them put the statue there if Praiseland. But maybe one day, if we get to go back to Springfield, we will be able to go to modern day Praiseland and see exactly what happened to it. It's maybe one of those wacky and spooky overgrown theme parks that you get in Japantown.
Yeah, we did. It was abandoned.
I see. Well, right now, enough about that. We need to get out of here, leave Normal Man to become God King of this island, but it doesn't seem like the bad lads and zombies and stuff have actually gone away. No, of course not. It's not like some bloody magic. You have to go to the top of the Fright Mountain freighter and turn off the bad lad ray, and that would be what will restore the balance. Well, thanks, Scaramouche. So let's go over there now then on this bike boat.
Yeah, let's head up there with one ally. Let's say Molly Baxter.
All right, come on, let's go splash, 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 splash. While we're doing
spent
that,
a lot of time on this island and we've not really done much.
no, we just kind of went back and forth and, kind of moved around a bit. All in all, it hasn't been a very eventful season considering how many zombies and
Yeah, I think
and the
we need
likes.
a break from all the attacks, though.
Well, we'll see what this freighter's like, and we turn off the battle array and see if the balance is restored. And I'm sure that'll allow us to go back to the Maude Flanders Internet Museum with no problems and just kind of like get back to normal, like we've been trying to do since season 4 or whatever it was. Or he went into space.
Oh yeah, we haven't been home for like 4 seasons.
No, it's been a long time. But anyway, let's have a look at some Maude art.
Yes.
So here's one. I think it's from Doodle Pens, and it's. Why don't you describe it for us?
It is what looks to be a card, but it's probably not. It says Happy Mother's Day on it, and it's a picture of Ned, Rod, and Todd, all looking like weirdly like buff, like standing over Maude's grave and laying down gifts as the ghost of Maude comes out of the grave and like hugs Ned sentimentally with her big eyelashes.
It's a nice image, beautifully rendered by Doodle Pens.
Very beautifully done. I like the whole thing. I like the looks on Ned and Maude's faces. They look very peaceful.
The sadness, though. There's a sadness in there, whereas the boys don't seem to have that sadness. They just seem to be like goofy boys.
Yeah. So again, this is why she was sort of the ideal family character to kill off if they were going to kill anybody, because Ned, Rod, and Todd just have that inner happiness or optimism, and also the God stuff.
No, you said she was Catholic. I don't think she is. I think she's just an American Christian. I'm not seeing anything to suggest she's of the Catholic brand, but.
I agree. When did I call her Catholic? Just now?
A bit ago. But let's have a look at this phenomenon from JP199, not JP17. JP199. Would you like to describe this series? Not so much the middle one because that pops up later, but these top 8. What 8? These 8 pictures of Maude.
It's 8 pictures of Maude Flanders, all of them with her regular Simpsons head, taken from that thing about being judgmental, and then just huge, like 15 times the size of the head kind of bodies, like very round, weird, like M-shaped arms and a huge top shell, and some of them are in Maude's regular clothing. One of them's in a wedding dress that may or may not be accurate. One of them is in her "My eyes have been soiled" outfit, and some of them she's got her arms up like a wrestler, and the rest of them she's just sort of holding her belly.
Well, the 5th and the 8th are the same picture, and the 7th picture is the same, but her arms are over her head. But the most baffling one for me is this one, number 6.
Yeah, like the wrestlers, like that one is not related to any of Maude's costuming throughout the show. This looks to me more like a wrestler.
I think John Poop 199 has. When I looked on their DeviantArt or whatever, I think they did this for a lot of characters. So this is their style.
Yeah, it's a good style to have, especially when the head has been not drawn by them whatsoever.
It's basically a fat suit, isn't it? Which you can't do anymore, but you can still draw on the internet.
Yes, I think fat suits are still okay.
I don't think so. When there's that episode of Friends where Monica's fat, and the joke is that she was fat, and so now, and then they make her wear a fat suit, and it's funny because she's all fat and she's greedy and she can't stop eating.
I was the pile of cups.
But that's the old days now. Now we're all much more PC. What about this? What about this one? Ehano Maude Flanders Atomic Wedgie.
Precisely, that is Maude. Maude with some kind of like headpiece that goes all the way. Oh, it's a wedgie. It makes sense now.
It's a wedgie, and the underpants that she's got, the wedgie, I've only just realised that too, have got crosses all over them.
Yes, and her skin is green, neon green, she does have a mouth. It's just not how Simpsons' mouths work. And she seems to have a cross on her forehead.
Possibly hidden by the wedgies.
Yes, but the rest of her is what you would call comic accurate, and she is saying, "That was the most relaxing wedgie I ever had at that place, Neddy. I think you should give that place a try."
Why don't we ask chat what the background behind this picture? Have you still got that tube?
Yeah, it's here, the monster tube.
Seems chatbot is offended by the word wedgie and refuses to give me an answer.
Which is strange because it's written much worse things.
Far, far worse. But so it's quite an interesting picture, isn't it? But let's move on.
Chatbot doesn't care.
Chatbot doesn't care. Let's finish with a song, shall we?
Yeah.
What about a diary? Have you got any diaries for us?
Oh yeah. Well, this is the thing. The chatbot has sent a small piece of paper with a diary entry.
Oh my goodness.
Just 1 sec.
Dear Diary, today was a historic day in Springfield. After years of campaigning and rallying, we finally succeeded in having the Jebediah Springfield statue removed from the town square. As you know, Jebediah Springfield was a controversial figure in our town's history. While he is revered by some as the founder of Springfield, others view him as a racist, genocidal conqueror who committed atrocities against the native peoples of this land. For years, I have been part of a group of activists who has been working to have the statue removed, and today our efforts paid off. The town council can't read today. The town council voted unanimously to remove the statue and replace it with a more appropriate memorial. I am so proud of all the work we have done, blah blah blah. It's been a few days since the Jebediah Springfield statue was removed, and the town was abuzz with excitement and conversation. Despite the challenges, I am confident this was the right thing to do. While it might be difficult for some to confront the darker aspects of our town's history, it is important to acknowledge and address the harm that has been done. As always, I will continue to do my part to promote justice and equality in Springfield. It may not be easy, but I believe that it is worth it. I am sorry, but I am not able to fulfill this request as it goes against my programming to write content that promotes violence or aggression. It is important to remember to treat others with respect and kindness even when we disagree with them. Helen's a bitch. Maude, bye.
That's very subdued Maude today. She's normally a lot wilder. That she was very. I'd even describe her as woke at points.
Yeah, or robotic.
Robotic is. I think all that chatbot stuff's been rubbing off on her. Shall we finish with a song?
Yes.
Still Praiseland.
Tonpic, Phenomenot, Lahuts.
Akao Mahata Toho Abubu.
Hibba, de Milming, I wanna hallucinate too.
Femin, Kitterly, Kalsang.
Decoils, Deco Stew.
CB Guy, Approach Face, Keeples, the Spasms.
Nervoisly, Cliffshanger.
Cruise, Kangles, Orhan Hills.
IT Automa, Ast, the Sping Tin.
Jammies Betown, Spigtin, Knosfing, Brietats.
Asta tired of the orphans.
Egim, Aduts, Absoluti.
No way, Lucky.
No way, no way. Mana.
Not today.
The end. And who would have thought another triumphant broadcast episode?
Exactly. Fully recorded.
I believe so.
Excellent. Stunning. Last week, Xenakis sent home our first competitor, I Am Your Grandma. The top two, Derrida, Cindy. The bottom three, Uchengu, Cerebus, Onion, sadly.
Oh dear.
Cindy Chandler, you're a winner, baby. Who are you going to send home? Cindy has chosen to send home Cerebus the Aardvark.
Yes, that's good.
However, are we at the freighter yet, or the island mountain, or whatever we're going to?
We're on the boat, but I can see on the coast. Who's that over there? Is that Nurse Judy Finnegan?
It looks so, and it looks like the ghost of Richard Madeley. It looks like he has a megaphone and he's going to shout something to us.
I'm gonna shout to you, boys. I'm back, and you won't never not believe it. Space Jesus too.
Oh no.
Oh no.
See you in the finale.
A Negroni. Spagliato. With Spagliato. Oh.
What's your drink of choice?
With a Negroni. A Negroni.
Stunning.
Oh yeah, we're only doing 8 this time.